you have to write money is anything which is generally accepted as, then 1, 2, 3, 4. This is a presentation, right? If you'll write like this, then I don't need to search like, okay, medium of exchange, okay, standard of value. No, I can clearly see all the 4 points and I'll just stick and I'll just give you marks 4 and 4. Clear?
Yes.
So remember, if you are getting this question, what is money, then no need to write it in a statement form. Just write it in the form of points, those 4 points. Okay?
All right.
Yeah. Okay. And now the first question you got, there was a marks deduction. Next is explain the standard of deferred payment. I didn't ask what is deferred payment. I asked explain the standard of deferred payment function of money. That means you have to explain it. Like what does standard of deferred payment mean? Of course, the first line will be deferred payment are the payment which are made in future, and then you have to explain it, right? That money, because of money, it is possible to purchase things and that, and credit transaction is possible when instant payment are not made. Everything you have to mention, right? But what you did, you just wrote payment made in future. You just gave me the meaning of deferred payment. But the question was, you have to explain, right? The standard of deferred payment function. The function was you have to explain. Next is currency. Yeah, this was like currency held by public demand deposit. Okay. Though I didn't mention the name, right? But
yes.
Sorry, though I didn't mention any marks over here, but it was fine. But if in case you just have, for example, the question is for 1 marks, then you're going to write only names. But in case the question is for 2 marks or 3 marks, then you have to explain it.
Yes.
Yeah. And yeah, okay, currency held by public demand deposit. Okay. Next one is basic. See, this is a measure of money supply, right? If I'll ask you about the component, then what you are going to write? First, you are going to write currency, coins, and paper notes. And then second one is deposit. You don't have to write other deposit. This is the formula, like when you are going to measure it, right? The formula. It is included in formula, but not in components, right?
Yes.
Yeah. And this was fine. Add the formula as well for LRR in case you get it. So it would be great. Okay. And the next one is, this was also fine, but you have to add it. If I have mentioned, see, I have mentioned here that what is meant by money. You have to, you just don't have to give your answer in 1 or 2 lines. Just try to at least write 5 lines. Right? Whatever whatever notes I have given, if you write that, that would be enough. But because I have already given you the minimum material, I haven't given you the whole paragraph, right? The filtered one I have given you. So if you will filter that filtered one, then that is that will be a problem, right? So you don't have to filter that filtered one. So you have to add few things, right? Because somewhere teachers get impressed if you are writing in a good way. She thinks like, okay, this like the things, right? Just give me one.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So basically, this is what, and money can be stored same with this, that you have attended, but you don't have to filter it. You have to write everything which I mentioned.
Actually, because you didn't mention the marks, so accordingly, I got a bit confused. So
Yeah,
I
I
made
haven't
it.
deducted that much marks, but yeah, this is like whatever I mentioned in my notes, I need that much, right? So I haven't deducted it because I know I haven't mentioned the marks, but this is for future. Okay. And now coming to the blunder one. See, it is 1 upon LRR. What was your LRR? Your LRR was 20%. Remember? 20?
Yeah, I guess.
Got it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if it is 20%, then the whole scenario gets converted. It will be like 20 upon 100, right?
Yes.
And 20 upon 100, it is like 120. It is 5. Right? So because you wrote it 20, answer is fine, but the question was different, right? And if your LRR is, then the whole entire things get changed, right?
Yes.
That's why this question went wrong, but this was fine. Yeah, so that's why you got 6 on 10. So of course, this was totally wrong. And
Yeah.
this over here, these three questions, there was a problem. I didn't deduct any marks for this, but yeah, right?
Yeah. All right.
So I hope for next time you'll read the question carefully. And I'm expecting, of course, I'll be taking test for banking chapter after this. So I'm
Yes.
expecting good marks from your end. Okay,
Yeah. Sure.
just give me 1 minute. We were doing functions of central bank, right?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So just revise the two fun. We did two functions: bank of issue and the supervisor, right?
Three actually.
Three. No, three.
Yeah. Just
No.
one sec.
I was about to explain, but then I said I won't. I think. Just check your notes. Just let me know.
Yeah. Three bankers bank also.
Okay, bankers bank with it.
Yeah.
Okay, but okay. I'll just explain. Do you remember that what is bankers bank? I think we started, but I haven't completed that. Right?
Yeah. Yeah. A sort
I,
of.
yeah, sort of. We started, but I just told you that there was two things: bankers bank, and one other was related to bankers bank, something like that. So I told
Yes.
you
Yes.
that we'll be starting together.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah. Just give me 1 minute. Till then, you can revise the 2 points, like the bank of issue and the
Soprano.
this supervisor.
Yeah.
Yusuf, let me know once you are done. Okay.
Yeah, ma'am, I'm done.
Okay. So I'll just share my screen.
Yeah.
So basically, we are going to do bankers bank. Okay. So now the third function is bankers bank. See, central bank is the head. Okay. So what happens basically? This is the head, right? And these are the bank, commercial bank. This is central bank. So what is happening? See, for like People's Bank is commercial bank. For bankers bank, but in case bank need any fund, bank need any investment, where they'll go? So they will go to central bank because central bank is bankers bank. Okay, so if banks want to visit or bank want anything, deposit, reserves, anything, then they'll be contacting central bank. That's why the central bank is known as bankers bank. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
yeah.
Yes.
It is a practice. Okay, it is a practice for commercial bank of a country to keep a part of their cash balance in the form of deposit with the central bank. See, it is practice or it is legally compulsory for the commercial bank to keep whatever cash they are getting, right? To keep certain amount with central bank. Okay, this is first you will mention that it is compulsory. Then the commercial bank can draw the balance. You can write draw out, okay, or you can write withdraw as well. Draw the balance when requirement for cash is high and pay back the same when there is less requirement of less. For example, this is commercial bank are keeping their money with them, like with the central bank. So but for example, I need money right now. I'm reserving that money because that money is a reserve, right? As a reserve, whenever we write LRR, we mention this term as a reserve. Okay, but if I need money, if I have a requirement of cash, then I'll go to central bank and I'll ask them that I want cash, and they'll give it to me. But when I don't need any cash, I'll be keeping the money there, right? So this is what central commercial bank do. That's why this central bank is known as bankers bank, and it is for this reason that the central bank is regarded as bankers bank. Central bank also plays an important role in credit creation. You know this credit creation, the money creation whole concept. So central
Mhm.
bank plays an important role in, see, if there is no central bank, you cannot create money. Why? Because money creation is totally dependent on two factors: initial deposit and the LRR, right? So if there is no central bank, then where you are going to deposit the money? You won't be able to create money. So central bank plays an important role in credit creation, or you can say money creation policy of commercial bank. Okay, so now we are done with bankers bank. Now we'll just revise how. First we are going to tell that it is a practice of commercial bank of a country to keep a part of their cash balance in the form of deposit with the central bank. Okay, or if you want to mold the sentence that it is legally compulsory for, you can add it. It's your choice, because at the end you are going to learn and you have to remember it for longer period of time. Okay, first point clear that it is a practice. Second, you have to mention that commercial bank can withdraw the amount whenever there is requirement of cash, and whenever there is no requirement or less requirement, they can deposit. Okay, so this is the criteria they are following, and because of this reason central bank is regarded as bankers bank. Plus you have to mention that central bank plays an important role, sorry, in money creation policy of commercial bank. Clear? Okay, so you
Yes.
can write it down. You
Yes.
have written this.
Yeah, just the second paragraph I have to.
Yeah, just write it and let me know. Okay.
All right. Yeah, I'm done.
Okay. So next we are going to do. Hmm. Now we are going to do next function of central bank, which is bank to the government. Okay. Now what is, see, bank to common people is commercial bank, and bank to government is, see, we people are common people, so that's why we go to commercial bank. But government, like we can compare government with the common people, right? So if government have any work or government need to deposit something, government need any fund, where they'll go? They won't be going to commercial bank, they'll be going to the central bank. That's why bank to the government. So central bank act as a bank to the government. Okay. And commercial bank act as bank to the common people or bank to the public. Okay. So one of the important function of central bank is to act as the bank to the government. Okay. The central bank accept deposit and issue funds to the government. So what central bank is doing? Central banking banks accept deposit from government, and also sometimes government also need funds and the loan. So they also provide this to government. It is also involved in making and receiving payment for the government. For example, I'm the government. I want to make payment to this company, right? So I will ask central bank to do it. So central bank on behalf of mine, they will be doing the payment. Or in case if I want to receive money from someone else, so I'll be asking central bank to do that, and central bank on my behalf, they will be taking money from that. So it is also involved in making and receiving payment for the government, right? Next is central bank also offer short-term loans to the government in order to recover from the bad phase in the economy. For example, right now my condition is poor. I'm the government. So I'll be taking short-term loans as well from the. So what central bank do? Central bank provides short-term loans or short-term funds to the government so that they can recover from the bad phase. When why people take loan and all that? Because they have the bad phase, right? And you need money. That means you are in bad phase. So if you want to recover it, what central bank do? Central bank provide funds to the government which are short-term as well. Okay. Next, in addition to being the bank to government, it acts as an advisor and an agent of the government by providing advice to the government in areas of economic policy. For example, I'm making economic policy for my country. So I'll be taking advice of central bank, like where I need to invest, how much returns I'll be getting, where I need to put money, which sector I need to look for. So in addition, see, depositing, making payment, doing payment, everything okay. But apart from this, central bank act as a advisor, or you can say as a agent of a government by providing. Now as an agent, what they do, they provide advice or they give advice to the government in areas of economic policy. If they are making any policy related to the country economy, then central bank as a central bank act as agent and provide, just give advice to the people. See, in which field? Economic policy, capital market, money market, and loan from the government. So in these fields, economic policy, capital market, money market, loans for the government. In these fields, central bank act as agent and advises government like what government should do, where they should invest, everything. Clear?
Yes.
Yes. So quickly we'll just have a look again. Bank to government. Bank to government is one of the important function of central bank, is to act as the bank to the government. This is one of, you can say, one of the important functions. Central bank accept deposit and issue fund to the government. Okay. It is also involved in making and receiving payments for the government. Okay. And central bank also offers short term loans to the government in order to, so that government can recover from the bad phase. Okay. Next, see, apart from all this, in addition, central bank act as advisor and an agent of the government by providing advice to the government in areas of economic policy, capital market, money market, and loans from the government. Clear?
Yes.
Okay. So quickly write it.
All right.
Yusuf, see, there are two types of students. One, it's easy for them to remember the paragraph, but there are few students, it's not easy for them. They want to make things in points. So whatever you feel like that, ma'am, I'm comfortable with points, then just break them in points, right? First point, second point, like this.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you're okay with paragraph, that's fine. Okay, whatever you feel like will be easy for you to remember, then you can go for that. Okay.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I'm done.
Okay. Okay. So now we are going to do the next one, which is controller of credit. Okay. So this is the last function, controller of credit. See, central bank is the head, right? So if central bank is the head, he will or she like he will be responsible for example, our mother, right? Your mother. You like she like whatever amount you are receiving, she will be controlling. If she'll find out that you are overexpending, spending your money more, and you are over, wasting your money, then somewhere she'll be like, controlling you, that okay, you don't have to do this, like that. Okay, so similarly, when commercial bank overspend or commercial bank don't follow a particular policy, at that moment, this central bank act as a controller of credit is basically the amount of money. For example, if I was giving you 100 rupees as a pocket money, right? But you were overspending it, you were, you were not, you were wasting your money, everything you were doing, right? So what was happening at the end of the month, there was nothing with you. Okay, you had zero amount with you. So what I will do, as I can check that you are overspending, then I will deduct your pocket money. Now onwards, I'll only give you 50 rupees. Clear? So this is the control, that I am controlling your credit, right? So central bank also
Yeah.
functions at the control of credit in the economy. Okay, as the controller of credit in the economy, it happens that commercial banks create lot of credit. Commercial bank creates lots of credit through money creation or credit creation, right? That increases the inflation. Inflation is basically there is lots of money in the market, right? Inflation is basically lots of money is there, people have lots of money with them, so what they are doing, basically they are demanding a lot. If you have lots of money, then you will demand, I want this, I want that, I want that, right? So because of that, prices increase, right? So that's why it increases inflation. Right now, just remember, inflation is that situation when there is lots of demand, and because of lots of demand, prices increases, right? For example, this is chocolate, right? This chocolate is for 10 rupees, right? So five people were there that I want, I want, I want, I want, I want, I want. But somewhere I'd had only two chocolates with me, right? So this is excess demand. Lots of people were demanding. I had only two chocolate, but still lots of people were demanding. So what I'll do, I'll increase the price. That okay, now the price is 20. So out of these, three people say, okay, okay, I won't be. This is very much expensive. I won't be purchasing this chocolate. So what I am doing, when there is excess demand, just to control that, I am, bringing the situation of inflation. I am increasing the price. Okay, so this is what, when there is lots of money in the market, people do lots of demand. So because of that, the situation of inflation come. Inflation is basically increase in price. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
So this is the problem. It happens. So the central bank controls the way credit creation by the commercial bank is done by engaging in open market operation or bringing a change in CRR to control the process of credit creation by commercial bank. So what basically right now you must be wondering, what is this? What is that? No need to worry. Basically just write it down, because we have the concept, like how there are different ways, like repo rate, reverse repo rate. There's a lots of ways through which central bank controls the credit creation, right? So, but here you have to write, the central bank controls the credit creation by commercial bank is done by engaging in open market. You have lots of money, I'll be engaging you that okay, Yousuf purchase this, Yousuf purchase that. Why? So that if you will purchase, your money will be deducted, right? And there will be less money with you. So engaging in open market operation or bringing the change in CRR. CRR basically, it is a part of LRR. Okay, like similarly to LRR. LRR is basically two types, CRR and SLR. Okay, so it is change in CRR to control the process of credit creation. For example, earlier you were depositing 20%, right? But now I told you have to deposit 30%. So somewhere I am controlling your credit, right? So this is what central bank do, and this is how they control the credit. Okay, so again, what is controller of credit? Central bank also functions as controller of credit in the economy. It happens that commercial banks create a lot of credit in the economy that increase the inflation. Okay, and once when there is lots of money, there is an inflation. So what central bank do? Central bank controls the credit creation first by market operation. I'll engage you in the market operation. Do that, bring, purchase this, that, like that. And next, I will tell you to just I'll just give you an example that okay, right now you were saving, you were keeping as a reserve 20%, but now you have to keep 30% or 40% of whatever you're getting. Clear?
Yes.
Yeah, you can write it down.
All right. Yeah, I'm done.
Uh, okay, Yusuf. So I'll just introduce few terms today. Okay.
Yeah, all right.
Sure. Okay. So basically, see, now we'll be doing like how you are going. First is inflation. Okay. Just remember what is. I have already introduced inflation, right? And the other one is deflation, like the opposite. Okay. So now what is inflation basically? Inflation is basically there are two reasons. Why inflation is what, and because of inflation what happens. Okay, so this is a reason why and what after inflation what. For example, what was happening? There was excess demand, right? There was excess demand. When there is excess demand, people demand a lot. So what I will do? I will increase the price, right? Inflation basically means increase in price, right? In is for increase, and
Yeah.
deflation basically means, deflation basically means decrease in price. Okay, so when I will increase the price, when there is excess demand, right? Because I can see lots of people are demanding, so I'll increase the price. So because of excess demand, inflation is there. And when there is inflation, for example, I increase the price, what will happen? Tell me.
Less demand
Yeah,
will be there.
deficit demand, right? Deficit demand, there will be decrease in demand, right? There's excess demand, but here will be decrease in demand, right? So inflation is caused because of excess demand, and because of inflation, deficit demand is there. You're getting it? Inflation is because of excess demand, and
Mhm.
because of inflation there is deficit demand. Clear?
Yes, yes.
Yes. And similarly for deflation, when there is nobody wants to, there is deficit demand, right? There is deficit demand. So when there is deficit demand, what you will do? You will decrease the price. So that means you are bringing the deflation. And when you decrease the price, what happens? Excess demand. As people can see, there is like a decrease in price. They'll come and they'll purchase more. So basically, there will be excess demand. Okay. So
Yes.
somewhere it is written excess demand slash inflation. So that means when there is an excess demand, only then inflation is bought, right? So this is what you have to remember. This one is not important, but I was just telling you because of inflation this happens. Okay, clear?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. Okay, just write it down in your own language. Inflation, this and this, like whatever you want to write. Inflation, 2 points. Inflation is caused because of excess demand, and because of inflation, deficit demand is there. And deflation is caused because of even deficit demand, and because of that excess demand takes place. Okay.
All right. Yeah, I'm done.
Okay. Okay. So now basically I'll just introduce you to few terms. Okay. So what has happened? Now you are going to study like how central bank is going to control the credit creation. Okay. So basically there are two ways. One is qualitative and other one is quantitative. So Yusuf, do you know what is the difference between qualitative and quantitative?
Qualitative is like where people look for the quality in a product
Mhm.
or some sort of like that. And in quantitative, we see the quantity of a product
Yeah. Yeah.
somewhat.
It's, yeah, it is fine. Okay. So now basically, see, for example, this is your mother, right? And this is you. So there are, for example, you are overspending. I want to control your mother wants to control your credit. So basically, there are two ways. One is qualitative and other one is quantitative. Okay. So qualitative is basically she won't be, deducting she won't be using any numerical or any numbers, right? Qualitative is basically maybe she'll be orally telling you that Yusuf, it is very important to save money, right? You don't have to spend much. This is something she's doing orally, right? The quality is over there,
Mm.
right? But quantitative is
Yes.
like, for example, earlier she was giving you 100 rupees, but now she'll say, I'll only give you 50 rupees as a pocket money. Okay, so she is using numerical, like the numbers are included, that is quantitative, and qualitative is basically no numerical, nothing. Okay, so quantitative is basically, for example, I asked you, Yusuf, how much, like how many pens you have? You said, ma'am, 4 pens. So this is the quantitative. But if I'll ask you, what is the quality? You'll say, ma'am, good, or you can say, ma'am, bad. So this is the quality, right? Quantitative and the qualitative. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So up now what happens? Basically, quantitative first we'll be doing. So first is repo rate. Second one is reverse repo rate. Reverse repo rate. Third one is bank rate. Okay. Fourth one is open market operation. Okay. These are the few things. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah. So basically, what happens? And one is your cash reserve. Fifth one, you can say it is your LRR. Okay. So these are basically the five things. We'll just take this one first one. Okay. Just take this one first one because it will be easy for you to remember. Okay.
Alright.
A bank rate, repo rate, reverse repo rate, open market, and LRR. Okay. We'll repeat it. Bank rate, repo rate, reverse repo rate, open market, and LRR. Clear? Just repeat it.
Bank rate, repo rate, reverse repo rate, open market, and
Operation.
operation and
Hmm.
LRR.
Yeah. So basically, what is happening? See, what is bank rate? Bank rate. See, we are going to study about this is central bank and these are the commercial bank. Okay. So what happens sometimes? These if I want loan, I'm a commercial bank. I'll go to central bank. Okay. So the rate. See, for example, if I'm giving you loan, there will be a rate of interest, right? That okay, if I'm giving you 100 rupees loan, that over there you have to pay 10%. You have to pay 10% interest rate or 50%, whatever it is. Okay. So what is bank rate? Bank rate is basically that rate at which central bank gives loans to commercial bank. Okay. Clear? Right?
Yes, yes.
Just give me one minute.
Uh,
So sorry. Okay. So what is bank rate? Bank rate is basically that rate at which central bank is giving loans to commercial bank. Okay. For longer period of time. Okay. For you can say long term goals. Okay.
yes, yes.
Yeah. And next one is repo rate. Repo rate is also same. That when it is that rate at which central bank is giving loans to commercial bank, but the only difference is for short period of time. Okay, bank rate is central bank are giving loan to commercial bank for longer period of time, or you can say long term goals, right? But when central bank give loans to commercial bank for short term goals, or you can say short period, that is known as repo rate. Clear?
Yes.
Yeah. And reverse repo rate is basically what is opposite. So opposite means when commercial bank give loans to central bank. You don't have to mention short term, long term, nothing for reverse. You just have to remember reverse is when see, usually head gives a loan to the colleagues, or you can say the people who are working under it. But when it is reverse, that means opposite. Commercial banks, when commercial bank gives loans to central bank, it is known as reverse repo rate. Clear?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. And next one is your open market operation. Open market operation, basically what we do in market, Yusuf, basically we do two things. One, either you will purchase something or you will sell something, right?
Yeah.
So in open market, what central bank do, sometimes they sell. For example, there is like a high demand, then I'll sell. But when there is no demand, then I'll purchase, right? So this is what
Yeah.
they do, government security and everything we'll discuss. But remember, in open market, two things happen. Either you will purchase something, either central bank purchases, or either central bank sells something, right? And
Yes.
now coming to LRR. LRR is basically for two types, right? CRR and SLR. CRR is cash reserve ratio, and SLR is basically security liquidity ratio. That means CRR is basically, for example, I'm the central bank and you are the commercial bank. You have to deposit 200 rupees with me as a reserve, right? So either I'll ask you that I will only accept cash. So that means that is CRR. If I'll only accept cash. But in case of SLR, cash is accepted, gold is accepted. For example, you have to deposit 200 rupees with me. So you had only 100 rupees cash, plus you had a gold chain, and the price of this gold chain was 100 rupees. So you deposited 100 rupees plus your gold chain, right? I
Mm.
accepted it. So that is known as SLR. In SLR, government securities, gold, cash, everything is accepted. But for CRR, if I ask you that this is the CRR amount, then I will only accept cash. No gold, no securities, nothing. Only cash. Clear?
Yes.
Yeah. So basically, LRR is of two types: CRR, and SLR. And CRR is basically like you can say, CRR is cash, only cash is accepted. SLR, it is flexible. You can deposit cash, you can deposit gold, everything. Okay, clear?
Yes.
Yeah. So again, we'll just quickly revise it, and then you will tell me. A bank rate. Bank rate is it is that rate at which central bank gives loans to commercial bank for long term goals, or you can say longer period of time. Second, repo rate. It is the rate at which central bank gives loans to commercial bank for short term goals, or you can say shorter period of time. Next, reverse repo rate. It is that rate at which commercial bank gives loans to central bank. Open market operation. Open market operation is that place where central banks either sells or purchase the government securities. Next, LRR. LRR is basically, it is legally compulsory for the commercial bank to keep certain amount with of their deposits with central bank. It is of two types. CRR, only cash is accepted. SLR, cash, gold, government security, everything, anything is accepted. Clear?
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Okay. So Yusuf, now you will tell me the quantitative measures. Like you will just explain me like this.
All right. So bank rate is basically when central bank gives a loan to commercial bank for a longer period of time, and repo rate is when central bank gives a loan to commercial bank for a shorter period of time. And reverse repo rate is when commercial bank gives loan to the central bank for a shorter period of time. And open market operation is like when central bank purchases or sells, basically, what do you call it? Slipped. Yeah. So yeah, and LRR is when central bank is like it is compulsory to like um
to keep certain amount of your deposit with the commercial bank, with central bank?
Ye-
Hmm?
um,
You are,
yeah. Like while they are giving a loan, so like they have to keep a certain percentage of the deposit they are giving out.
hmm,
And CRR is where only cash is accepted, and SLR is like cash, gold, or any sort of like per thing is accepted.
yeah. Okay, good. Okay, so I hope you are done with this, right?
Yes.
Okay, so basically we'll be doing everything in detail, like how and over here what we will be doing for bank rate. We'll be first doing the definition, right? And then
Yeah.
we'll look into two situations. When there is inflation, what is done with bank rate, and when there is deflation, what is done with bank rate, right? For every quantitative measure, we'll be doing two things. Inflation, in inflation, what like whether you increase bank rate or whether you will decrease bank rate. Same with
Mhm.
everyone, like repo rate, reverse repo rate, everything. Okay.
Yeah. All right.
So quickly, like today we did lots of things like the functions. So quickly revise it and let me know if you're facing any issue. Okay.
All right. Sure.